Hi friends, my name is Kayla Rain, and today I'm doing a book haul of all of the debut novels that I have collected so far in 2018. So 2018 is such an exciting year for debut novels. There were so many books that I was very excited about in the early half of 2018, specifically the first quarter, and I have quite a few books to show you today, starting with a book that I was actually sent for review, and I'm super excited to talk about it, and that is The Tombs by Deborah Schamberg. It's a historical fiction with a paranormal aspect, and one of the comp titles for it is actually The Diviners by Libba Bray. This is what initially drew me into wanting to do this review because I am obsessed with The Diviners. It's one of my favorite books in the entire universe, so I definitely wanted to check this one out. There are some key differences. It is less occult so far. It still could open up to that, and a little bit more on the creepy side as opposed to the horror side, which I'm okay with because I'm a scaredy pants. But this follows a main character whose mother has been put into an asylum because she has a peculiar gift, and her father and herself are struggling with poverty in New York City in the 1800s. So far this is very descriptive, and I think that if you are a fan of descriptive historical fictions that have some paranormal elements to it and a little bit of the creepy crawliness, this might be a book that you will want to check out. Again, this is The Tombs by Deborah Schamberg. I was sent this for review and I'm currently reading it, and so far it is enjoyable. Next I have The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. This is actually the Owl Crate edition, which I am so excited. I had wanted to purchase this, but I just kept thinking about all the other debut novels that I was already going to purchase, so I held off, and then it was in my Owl Crate, so that was actually perfect. This is a YA fantasy, and it follows a main character whose mother has disappeared, and then she finds out that she can go to this fairy tale-esque land called the Hazelwood that her grandmother talked about, and I've heard that this is very witchy and wonderful. I have heard some mixed reviews, but I think based on the overall content of this novel, it's going to be something that I'm very much into. The next book that I picked up is American Panda by Gloria Chao. This is a YA contemporary that follows a main character who is spending her first year in college, specifically MIT, because she is incredibly smart. This book I think is just going to be a really fun contemporary. I think that it's going to have a lot of discussions on family, values, what you want to do with your life versus what your family wishes for you, and all those really great young adult coming of age themes that I think are kind of missing sometimes when it comes to that transition from high school to college. So I'm very excited that this book exists, and this cover is so beautiful, especially the naked cover. It's really, really cute. Look! Little dumplings. That is just precious. Next I have a book I've actually already finished and I do have a full review for on my channel, and that is Love, Hate, and Other Filters by Samira Ahmed. This is a YA contemporary that follows a main character who lives in the suburbs outside of Chicago with her family, and her family have to deal with the aftermath of a terrorist attack not too far from her town because she is Muslim American and so are her parents. So there is some backlash and some hate and Islamophobia from that. And this book I think just does a really great job of discussing that, but on top of that this book also just deals with really normal coming of age stuff for a lot of teenagers, so I think it is incredibly universal while also being specific to this particular religion and culture. So I loved this. It was so wonderful. I do have a full review of all my thoughts, and this might be one of my favorite books of the year so far because it was just so beautifully written and put together. And then I have probably one of my most exciting books as far as covers go, and that is The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X. Arpan, and this is a YA magical realism that follows a main character whose mother has turned into a bird, and she goes to, I believe it is Thailand, to track down her mother and reconnect with her. And this book just sounds incredibly beautiful, something that is not very typical for YA, and I enjoy that. And the cover is just absolutely stunning. I am a little bummed that I have the Book of the Month edition because the regular edition has these really beautiful flowers, not flowers, feathers on the naked cover, and I'm a little bummed because this one is just plain old Book of the Month, which kind of cool because it goes with my collection of other Book of the Month stuff, but I love it when there's just a little detail on the naked cover. It adds a lot. And finally, one of my most anticipated reads of 2018, because I am a sucker for fantasy. I love a fantasy series So I'm very excited that this exists in the world and that we're getting more of it, and that is The Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. I am very excited to read this. I'm actually holding off on reading this until I can sit down and focus on this exclusively because I think that it's going to have some really rich world building. I have heard it compared to Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is the best thing in the world to me. I am so obsessed with Avatar: The Last Airbender, so to hear that this is comparable to that is just amazing. This is a YA fantasy that follows a main character whose family has been killed, magic has been outlawed in her country, and she is magical, so she rises up and confronts the evil dictator that murdered everyone she loves. There's elemental magic in here, there is some slow burn angsty romance I hear, which I'm into, and this cover is just absolutely stunning. And again, we get some beautiful naked cover awesomeness. This book is amazing. I haven't even read it, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it's amazing just because the maps and the cover and the fact that it's like Avatar: The Last Airbender. I know I'm going to be obsessed with this. I know I'm going to read every single book in the series and watch the movie and just fangirl. I'm so glad this book exists. Anyway, that has been it for today's book haul. I will be going on a little bit of a hiatus for the second half of March. Hopefully I get this edited and uploaded before then. If not, it's just usual Lorraine and it's coming to you late. And you get like a surprise video that wasn't supposed to be there, so it's fine. I am so excited to read all of these books. I've already read one, I'm in the process of reading another, and the others are definitely on my radar to read so soon. Let me know what debut novels you've been excited for this year, and if you've read any that I just hauled, because I would love to talk to y'all about those, especially the one that I've already read, because then spoilers aren't an issue. I'll leave links in the down bar below for my other social media sites such as Goodreads, Twitter, and Instagram, and y'all should totally check me out on there. As always, thank you so much for watching. Stay weird.